Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Python. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's on. So why database basically? So you need to understand whenever you do the analytics, you are taking the data from somewhere, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And as a data analyst, most of the time companies have have their own databases from where you need to extract the data for the analytics purpose, okay? So that's the
Right.
reason behind you need to understand the concept of databases, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And mostly which databases or data server we use? SQL,
Okay.
okay? Third thing, one BI tool. Why
Mm-hmm.
BI tool needed? As you mentioned, you were already working in India as a business analyst, am I right?
Right.
If I'm not wrong, yeah. So what business analysts basically do? So you know what is the use of BI tool?
Yeah. For the data that you have processed, that convert your data analyst converts the data into information. So that for representing that information, BI tools are used.
Very good. So
Yeah.
let's say by using Python you did the analytics, okay? You extract the data by using from the SQL tables, okay? You did the analytics into the programming languages using programming language like a Python, okay? Now after doing the EDA, you definitely going to have some information, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
after having the information, you need to report that information to someone, maybe to your manager, maybe to the responsible person for that data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we use BI tools to make the reports and all. So which BI tools I'm talking about mostly? Power
That
BI,
probably okay.
Power BI or Tableau. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as a person, you need to understand like a MNC, like I am talking about big companies now. Okay. So big
Mm-hmm.
companies maintain their data on the clouds. Okay. Because they don't have the, that much resources to handle their, own, what we can say, infrastructure. So
Mm-hmm.
companies mostly, what we can say, on the, they try to focus on the cloud services. Okay. So mostly you need to understand about one cloud. Okay, maybe AWS or
Mm-hmm.
Azure. So these are the tools you need to understand as a data analyst. Four
Mm-hmm.
things, very basics one, but these things are the primary requirement of any company. Okay, I wouldn't say
Okay.
that you need to have a deep understanding of Python, you need to have a deep understanding of SQL, you need to have a deep understanding of Power BI or Tableau or AWS or Azure. No, but you know what is the thing that makes you different from the crowd? That is, you need to understand how you can infer any kind of graphs. Let's say if you are making a pie chart of some data, so you definitely need to understand that yes, that pie chart is representing that information.
Right.
Okay, I wouldn't say that you need to have a very proficiency into these tools, but you need to understand how to utilize those one for your analytics purpose. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is basically a data analyst can do in a company. Now let's
Okay.
talk about your introduction. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to write here. Sorry, about your introduction. So you know what was the first thing you need to know? You need to add your name. Okay, then you need to speak about your experience. Okay, then you need to
Mm-hmm.
speak about your previous what you can say, education. Okay, or in place of education, what you can do, you can talk about your project. After project, you can talk about your education. After education, you can talk about your hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute. Now how? Okay, so let's say my name is Praful Vinayak Goyal. Okay, I started my career in 2017 as a DET, Diploma Engineers Training from Mahindra and Mahindra. From that day, I have more than 5 years of experience in IT. Okay, serving in a different location with the different responsibilities. Okay, my most of the major work is on databases, data analytics using Python, and the Azure cloud services. Okay, one of my
Mm-hmm.
major project that I did during my work is related to CBM, where I am collecting the data from a CNC machine, okay, and put that data to their own servers. One day, what I did, I took that data into my Microsoft Excel and started a VBA on that. And after doing the VBA, I conclude some maintenance activities for my department. Okay, and this is how the accuracy of that particular maintenance activity is way too high. When I talk to my manager and tell him about my findings, he refused to accept that. But after a day, he got a call from the same company that machine belongs to, and they asked to do the maintenance activities. And then suddenly my manager was like a surprise that how would he know about it. And this is how I turned my journey in the data science field. In education, I'm a PhD scholar, and I'm doing my PhD into the artificial intelligence and data science. And I completed a master's into the computer science. I completed my bachelor's in the as an electrical engineer. In my 12th standard, I belongs to the commerce field where I know the numbers very well. Apart from that, let's talk about my hobbies. I love to play volleyball. I'm a state level volleyball player during my curriculums. And apart from that, I can say I love to walk through the new concept of artificial intelligence. This is my one of the good hobby that I'm exploring nowadays. And that's all about me. I'm really feel glad if you need any more information about me. That's all. Okay, so this is how you need to phrase your introduction. Very simple,
Yeah.
very small, but very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
why I'm telling you this sequence? Because that sequence I took the more than like 100 interviews during
Mm-hmm.
my career. Okay, more than 100, more than 200, 300 interviews I took. And I
Mm-hmm.
find it the introduction is a key feature where exactly you are putting your impression to him or her.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
are able to do that, then definitely they were going to hire you. But if you fail
Mm-hmm.
to do that, and the reason is, I'll tell you why I'm telling you this thing very deeply. The reason is you are working in a scenario where the peoples around you, they know English very well.
Right.
If you are in India and if you're speaking with an Indian guy, it is okay to bluff him. Okay, we can bluff. But
Mm-hmm.
when we talk with the guy who's there in international and their native language is English, then it's too hard to bluff him in front of you. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you the sequence. Okay, and the last line I utilize, that's all about me. If you need any other information, I am glad to give you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this is how you need to speak. Okay, during your call, this
Mm-hmm.
is how you need to phrase your introduction.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is my personal request to you. You need to work on this. Reason being, when I ask you to give your introduction, you did a very basic mistakes. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about. So have you understood how you need to phrase your introduction?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
very good. Have you understood how what is data analyst can do in their daily lives?
Yeah.
What are the tools he need to learn?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Yeah.
let's talk about the how your day started over there in the company. Let's say during the interview they were going to ask you, how you got the project, in your company and all. Okay, they maybe ask you about the projects. So how you are going to speak with them? So first you need to tell them that I started my day at 9 p. Start day schedule. I can write in schedule in company. That I'm telling you to tackle the way differ questions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
start your day at
8.
9:30 a.m. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
after that what will happen at 9:45 you have stand up call. You know what stand up?
Yeah. I believe the entire team meets and
Yeah,
they speak
it's a
about.
stand up call. Basically means at this morning 9:45 they will give you a call. Give you a call for a small meeting where they
Mhm.
discuss about what they did in their previous day and what they are going to do in their existing day. To discuss
Right.
about that with the
Mm-hmm.
whole team, we took this stand up meeting. Okay, so in
Mm-hmm.
this that 45 you actually have your stand up call. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then. What will happen? This I am talking about the everyday task. Okay, this is the everyday task you need to do. At 10:50, 10:50, you have reporting to your reporting manager for discussing about the what? Discussing about the you know the existing about the work that is in progress. That is in progress. Okay, so at
Mm-hmm.
10:15 you are going to have a reporting call. Okay, where you are going to talk with your manager discussing about the work that were, that work is in progress. Let's say there is any kind of work that is happening in the company, so you need to speak with your manager as well, that how to
Mm-hmm.
how to go and how to approach the problem and all.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you know about ticketing.
No, I don't.
Okay. So ticketing means basically what? Let's say there is any kind of team who is finding any kind of problem with the data. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to came to you and ask about those problems. Let's say you are the responsible for managing the data into SQL server. Okay. So there is a possibility there is one database, you know, some of the data need by someone, okay, needed to someone. So he was not going to talk to your manager, he going to came to you to, you know, can you give me that data for the analytics and all. Okay, so then your responsibility is to give that data to him. Okay, so what he
Okay.
exactly do, he basically send you a mail, he
Mm-hmm.
basically send you a mail, inquiry mail, that I need that data, so can you give me. So basically
Okay.
that is that, you know, that method for giving you a mail, that is called ticketing. Okay, so you, so after this 10:15 call at 11 p.m, at 11, sorry, 11 a.m, you need to look at these things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
after looking at these things, what you need to do, after looking at your tickets, what you need to do, you need to solve them, and it will going to take maybe a day, half day or something like that. Okay, and after
Mm-hmm.
this, after doing this, you know, you need to perform the task, perform the task given to you. Okay, and at the 5, need to drop the work. Okay, so this is how entire process work in a company.
Okay.
So you need to understand that whenever somebody will ask you about this scenario based question, so you must
Mm-hmm.
need to know what you are exactly doing in your whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the schedule of your in a company.
Okay.
Okay, now let's talk about the next thing. Now I'm going to talk about the project. Okay, let's talk about what is the process you exactly follow to do the data analysis. Process that you follow for data analysis. Okay, so what
Mm-hmm.
is the process that you follow? Do you know, have you gone through any kind of process, data analytics process before?
Not exactly. I mean, I this is the only real time experience I have is that of 5 months. So if you would share what it is, it would be better for me.
Okay, no worries. I am going to tell you, no worries into that. Okay. So the first
Mm-hmm.
step you do is the data overview. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you do in the data overview basically, you simply try to understand what is the data is about. Okay. Because let's say if you are working in the pharmaceutical firm, okay, so you are not a doctor who can give the conclusion about the medicines and all. You are a data scientist. You are a data analyst. Okay, who
Mm-hmm.
is came here to analyze the data. So you know what? So whenever you got a data, okay, for the analytics, the first task you need to do is the data overview. You need to understand what is that data is exactly, you know, data is about. Okay, let's say if there is a columns like a age, medicines or something like that. Okay, so you need to understand that date is represented to what. Let's say I'm going to take you the example of, let's say there is a two columns, name as first name. Okay, first name is the column name, okay, present in the any kind of table I'm talking about. Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
that first name present in the employee table, we can say that that first name is the employee's first name. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's say that data is present to the, you know, the first name present into the customer database. We can understand that first name is about what, customer
Custom.
first names. Am I
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
you know what, the what you can say, representation of the column is differentiated based on the table name. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the reason about, you know, you need to do the data overview to understand what the columns are representing. Okay,
Okay.
so that is the first step you need to follow, that is called data overview. Okay. After doing the data overview, the second step that you need to do is the data pre-processing.
Okay.
Okay. Pre data pre-processing. Now, what is meant by data pre-processing basically? Okay. So, data pre-processing stand for data cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second thing is about null value handling. Null value handling, and last is about outlier treatment. Okay. Now let's talk about them one by one. So
Yeah.
whenever you got a data from any kind of SQL table, that
Mm-hmm.
SQL table is set up by whom? That SQL table set up by the data engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he was exactly setting up the data based on his requirement. Okay, he never think
Right.
about the analyst. He never think about anything. He just think about how he can able to fit out that data into the databases. Okay,
Right.
so in your case as well, whenever you got the data, you need to make that data ready for the analytics. Okay, so you need to improve process it. So there is a three pillars that you need to follow. First is a data cleaning. Okay, now let's talk about what is meant by data cleaning basically. So let me go in the next page. I'm talking about data cleaning first. Data.
Mm-hmm.
I'm simply going to take example. Okay, I'm simply going to take the example of like f name. So as a data analyst, you know that f name stands for first name. Am I
Correct.
right? But after performing the analysis, let's say you need to make a report. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, is the f name is the appropriate to represent?
No.
No. What you need to do then? You need to convert this into FIRST first underscore name. Now
Mm-hmm.
it is easy for reading and easy for representation as well. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of conversion you need to do. Okay. I am going to take the second example. Okay. Let's say there is a salary column.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm writing here $500, $300, $400. Okay, let's say these are the salaries you have. So we know that the, let's say if you are doing the analytics into the Python, so Python is going to take this particular value as a object.
Mm.
Okay, it is not going to take it as a numerical column, it is going to take that column as a categorical column. Okay, so
Okay.
what we need to do, we need to convert that into the numerical one, because we know salary is a numerical column. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I
Yeah.
am going to do here, salary underscore dollar, I am writing the same amount, 500, 300 and 400. Okay, now representing the same information with this accurate, what we can say, a data type. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this is basically representing the number. Okay, so this is called data cleaning. Okay, this kind of cleaning is called data cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's, second one is I talked about what, null value handling. Okay,
Null value.
yeah, the second stuff I talk about is the null value handling. Now there is a two kind of null value. First is a valid null values, and another one is a, so have you did the what we can say analytics in the Python before?
So yeah, I have all of this data cleaning and null value handling. I've done this in as a part of some projects that I did. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the difference between valid and invalid null values then?
So there are some. This is my understanding of it. There are some null values that can be ignored, and there are some that cannot be ignored. I mean, some of them we can just average it out, and some we need to drop. I mean, that's what I have understood.
No, no, no. There is not
Hmm.
a thing. See, valid null values in the Python, whenever you need to find the null value, which code you write? It is like, let me write here.
Sorry.
Data frame dot is null
Correct.
dot
Hmm.
sum. Am I right? This code we write down. Okay.
Hmm.
So let's say after running this code, you got the 57 null values. Okay, in any column. So what exactly I am understanding? 57 null values are present in the column 1.
Hmm.
So
Right.
what will happen that is null code finded the null values for me. Those null values interpreted by this code is called valid null values.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
These are represented by what? Empty space in the data.
Correct.
Empty space in a data. Okay.
Hmm.
Or capital A, small a, and n.
Hmm.
See, you always
Right.
need to understand it is must be capital N, small a, and capital N. If there is
Hmm.
a small n, that is also not a part of this. Okay. So these two values are exactly representing the what? Valid null values. Now let's talk about invalid null values. Okay. So do you know default values in a
No.
database? No. So let me tell you. Sometime, have you filled the form for migration? From India?
Um,
Maybe you
Sorry.
applied for what you can say. You applied for visa.
Hmm.
So if there is any kind of field you are not mandatory, people avoid to fill them. Am I right?
Right.
Even I
Hmm.
am also as an Indian, I know that if there is a form for opening the account in any bank, and if there is any field in that is not mandatory, I always ignore to fill that. Okay. But at the
Hmm.
back end, there is a person, there is a database engineer or data engineer who gave the default value for that particular column. Okay.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
which kind of default value most of the time they give like a dash,
Hmm.
like hash, like at the rate. Am I right?
Right.
Maybe zero or something like that. Okay. So what exactly these are representing? These are representing the null values only.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. So this is exactly called invalid null values. Okay.
Okay.
Now these are present. These are the values. These are object present into the what? Those observations. So it is
Database.
not gonna interpret by this code.
Hmm.
Okay, because there is something is present like a dash, hash, or something. These are the values, object present over there. This is not an empty space. Okay,
Hmm.
so these null values are called invalid null values. Okay,
Right.
so based on your logic, you need to replace them or remove them. Let's say if the null values are too small over there, so you can remove them if you want to
Hmm.
remove. If if you want to treat, you can treat them. That's on you. Okay, so these
Right.
are exactly the concept called null value handling. Let me connect my charger to my system. Actually, it is going to be off in few seconds.
Okay.
See, this process is very important, okay? And whenever you are going to speak about your project as well, so you need to tell them about this. And this is
Okay.
very easy. Actually, it is easy. Reason being, so in the persons who are taking your interviews, they are wanted to see your approach because they always took the training like for 15 days to 20 days to understand the scenarios and all.
Hmm.
And the next one is about outlier treatment. Okay, that is optional. I can say take that is optional. Okay, I'm not going to cover that. Let's talk about EDA now. EDA. You know about EDA?
Yeah.
What is that?
So transforming the data into insights and information.
Very good. Analysis, okay. Now, which kind of EDA is there?
Um,
Yeah, tell me. You heard about univariate analysis?
right.
Second,
Um, I,
bivariate analysis.
Mhm.
And third one is a
Multi.
variate. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So these are the three analysis. What is meant by univariate? When you took a single column for analysis.
Mhm.
When you took single column for analysis. Okay. Bivariate means what? Two columns
Columns.
at a time. Okay. And the third one, but not the least, that is more than two.
Mhm.
Now the question is how univariate analysis works. So let's say there is a one column called bus terminal. Okay.
Mhm.
So what you are going to do? Bus terminal is a categorical column. Am I right? So
Mhm.
what you are going to do basically? So you are going to plot the count plot for there. Who can give the count of each category? Okay. Let me take an example for you. Its example is better word. Okay. Let's say there is a column called gender.
Mhm.
So I am writing here male, 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 female, male, male and female. Okay. So let's say there
Mhm.
is a this column, and you applied the count plot.
Okay.
So how it's look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. I'm writing
Mhm.
here two categories are there, M and F.
Mhm.
So can you tell me how many males are there? 1, 2, 3,
Five
4, 5.
and
5
two.
males are there.
Yeah.
So standing somewhere here.
Mhm.
So it looks like this. How many females? 2 females are there.
Mhm.
So I am going to write like this. Okay, this is going to be my 5 and this is going to be my 2. So what I am going to representing after this? Male are dominating.
Mhm.
In this data. So what I exactly did? I convert that data into what? Information.
Mhm.
And that is my final goal. Am I right?
Yeah.
That is my final goal basically. Am I right? So
Yeah.
converting the data to the information. That is called, that is the example of univariate analysis.
Correct.
Why? Because I only use one column. See, there is only
Right.
gender column I utilize. That is why it is called univariate analysis. Okay.
Mhm.
Now let's talk about bivariate analysis. In bivariate analysis, again I am going to take the columns like a gender, male, 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 female, male and female. Okay, and I am
Mhm.
writing here sales. Okay, so let's say male made like a 10, 10, 20, 20, 40, 10, 10. Okay, so what I am
Mhm.
going to write, I am going to make the graph again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on the y-axis I am going to have the gender, male and female.
Right.
This is going to be my male, this is going to be my female. And on this I am going to, this is going to be my what? Gender.
Right.
This is going to be my cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just can you count for me? 10, 20, 20, 40, 60,
40,
70.
60.
So
Mm-hmm.
lies somewhere here. So I can say this is the sales of male by male. How much? 70. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about female. 40 and 10, 50. So
Mm-hmm.
lies somewhere here.
Mm-hmm.
So I can, what I can say here? So male made,
70.
very good, 70 cells.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and female made 50 cells. Again males are dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can say this. So what again you did? You utilize two column at a time over here.
Correct.
Am I right? What are the two
Mm-hmm.
columns? Gender and sex. That is why this is called bivariate analysis. Okay, I can say gender versus sex. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in this case. Have you understood this?
Yes.
Again, you are converting data into the information here.
Right.
Now, after this, what will happen? After this, you go for a multivariate analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever I say multivariate analysis, again, I am going to take now three columns: gender, sales, and quarter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I am going to take the years in place of QTR is better. Okay, so I am going to take the quarters like a two quarters. Okay, so gender is a male, female, male, male, female, male, female, and male. Okay, sales is like again 10, 20, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 10. Okay, quarter I am going to write QTR1,
Mm-hmm.
QTR2, QTR1, QTR2, QTR2, QTR1, QTR2, QTR1. Okay, so what I am going to write here, again I am going to plot the same kind of graph. Okay, but this
Okay.
time I am going to make, I am going to write the sales over here: 20, 40, 60, 100, 120, something. It's like
Okay.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I am going to write here QTR1, QTR2. Okay. There is again
Mm-hmm.
my male, female, male, female. Okay. So can you
Mm-hmm.
tell me how many males in the QTR1? This is the one. 10,
2,
10 and 10, 20,
3.
20
Mm-hmm.
and 30, 50, 50 and 10, 60. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to make the code over here. 60.
Okay.
How many females are there in a QTR1? Female, this is QTR2 basically.
Yeah.
This is again QTR2, this is QTR2. So there is a no female, that is the
Yeah.
0. I am going to write like this. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about male again in the QTR2.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a male 10, 10, yeah, only 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 10 is lies somewhere here.
Right.
Okay, and let's talk about females. So there is a 40, 40 and
Mm,
20, 50, 50 and 20, 70.
okay.
Am I right? 70.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
lies somewhere here.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to make the graph like this. Okay. So
Yeah.
I can say that in quarter 1, QTR1, male dominating,
Mm-hmm.
male dominate, happened to this. Give me a minute. Male dominate, okay. And in QTR2, QTR2, female. I don't know what happened to this today.
Mm-hmm.
In QTR2, female, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is exactly the information you gathered,
Correct.
okay. But at the same time, how many columns you utilize? Three, more than two,
Mm-hmm.
okay. That is called multivariate analysis, okay.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
After doing the multivariate analysis, what you are going to speak about the project, okay, you need to say that you are now you going to have the information with you. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the
Correct.
information about your own columns. So what is exactly that representing? What is exactly the project is representing about the cells? Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This project describe about the, okay. So what exactly happening here? We described about the project. We described about the cells, right? But you can't, like, these is the things we are going to do in the Python. Okay. So you need to understand, whenever you go to your stakeholder, you can't show them this Python script. You need to show them the dashboard. You need to show
Right.
them report. So what you are going
Mm-hmm.
to do based on these graphs?
Mm-hmm.
Based on what? Based on the existing graph they utilize, like this graph. Okay.
Right.
So you need to make this graph into the Tableau or Power BI. Okay.
Okay.
In the funnel approach, what people can do, they teach the Tableau and Power BI, but they teach how to create the graph, but the
Mm-hmm.
relevancy of that graph, to the target, no one can describe that. They don't know why they are creating those graphs. So before making the graphs, from here you are going to take the information. Yes, these are the
Mm-hmm.
three columns you can utilize to make the graphs.
Okay.
Okay, and based on that only you are going to pick this graph and put it into your dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that is exactly process happen in the industries as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you are working with your press with a very good industry. They needs to follow this procedure. They need to perform the analytics in the Python, and then only they are able to make the graphs using Tableau or Power BI.
Okay.
Okay, so after this, what you can do? You can publish your report. You can publish your reports. You
Mm-hmm.
can publish those findings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
findings using Tableau or Power BI. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any question till here?
No, not right now. I actually wanted to know. So the first step that you said, understand the data and data pre-processing and stuff like that. So this, all of this we are doing will be. We'll be using the data that we are getting is from SQL, right? I mean, the databases that we have. So
Yeah.
where exactly would we be using SQL to make these conversions, or we can, because we can handle this in Python as well. So.
Yeah. So let's say if you are taking the sales data,
Mm-hmm.
so you are fetching the sales data from somewhere, am I right?
Right.
So where that data is present? That data is present on SQL servers.
Correct.
Okay, so you need to open your SSM, that is the SQL Server Management Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Write the query over there.
Okay.
So after writing the query, yes, you got the data over there first.
Hmm.
You have a sales data. Okay. Then
Right.
you're going to fetch out the quarter wise data. Let's say there is a 2 quarters data. Okay. So you are only writing there select star from the sales data
Mm-hmm.
where quarter is equals to quarter in the round bracket you can write quarter 1 comma quarter 2.
Hmm.
Okay, that is going to give you the data for those quarters only. Okay, after doing that you can publish this particular database script into your Python environment. Okay,
Okay.
after publishing into the Python environment, what will happen, that table is going to convert it into what, that going to convert it into the data frame. Okay,
Hmm.
and after converting into the data frame, then you need to start the data overview in the Python. Then
Right.
you need to do the data pre-processing. Then you need to do the EDA and all.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this
So
is
basically, for data extraction, we'll be using SQL, and for that we need to know the SQL queries and everything.
yeah.
There is no other pre-processing that happens, because from what I have done previously, it was all on Python. So I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, yeah. And this is how, that is why, that is what I am telling you. Okay.
Hmm.
So you just need to extract the data from there, nothing apart from that.
Okay.
Just to manage the data, they hire data engineers. They do not need data analysts to do that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is exactly the process you need to follow. Now let's talk about your project. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to write about your project. So I am going to tell you the scenario. Okay. In
Hmm.
scenario, your company asks you to, perform the analytics on the retail data.
Hmm.
Just tell me, what is your previous experience according to your resume?
Uh, so previously, I worked as a project trainee, data analyst project trainee, wherein I had worked on a project called inline fraud and risk management.
Huh.
So
Can you
yeah,
tell me which are the columns you have in that type of data?
it was data from it was basically a payment gateway, and so it was the amount and
One second. Amount.
uh-huh,
Next.
amount and customer details.
Cost detail. Like name,
Yeah,
address,
phone number, customer ID, etc.
phone number, customer ID. What is next?
Transactions was,
Okay.
yeah,
Transaction date,
yeah,
maybe.
transaction ID, etc.
Trans ID. What are the next one?
Um, I mean, this is what I can.
See, whenever you are talking about analyst project, okay, the very important thing is you must need to know about your columns, what are the columns you have. Because
Right.
your work is to extract the information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from where you are going to extract the information, by using columns only.
Correct.
If you are analyze our process as well, there I used to, have the information about this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After this, I'll talk about some of the interpretation that you got after the analysis. So can you tell me what are the, what are the findings you got? Let's say you applied the data pre-processing over here. Okay. After
Mm-hmm.
pre-processed the data, you did the, what you can say, you perform the ED on the data. Okay. We are considering this process because I'm not going to take that whole process here. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you already did that in your during your career.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So my question is now is what are the findings you got after doing the data analysis? Findings I can say.
Mm, so,
I can
uh,
say, let me give you an example. I'm going to tell you the examples. Okay. Let's say
mhm,
there is a possibility that my
mhm,
payment gateway used by South America most. That I can utilize because I have a country name was also there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe state is also written. So I am able to understand most of the people who are using my payment gateway are from the South America.
Correct.
So what I can do by using this, I can increase my advertisement over there.
Mm-hmm.
That is the action I can do. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
can promote the offers because the more the people are using it, the more the profit I am going to get. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what was the second finding I am going to get? Maybe there is some users are repeating and those are from South America. South America only. Okay. Again, what you are exactly doing here? When you said that South America, so you can say that there is a more people who are repeatedly come in the company. They're repeatedly using our payment gateway. Okay, and they are from South America. Okay, means my point is actually justifying myself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
after this, what I am going to do? What is the next finding I have? So which columns I have? Okay. So I can say in in November month, November month, we have highest highest transactions.
Mm-hmm.
Why in November? Because in December we are going to have the Christmas in USA.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
Mm-hmm.
maybe there is a reason behind. In the November we have a highest transactions. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After this, what I am going to get? There is a one common platform. There is one thing. People used a gateway to purchase the food, maybe on Mac. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's, maybe there is a possibility. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now you understood that you are working with the payment gateway team. Okay, your company providing the payment gateways, am I right?
Correct.
So if I am giving the payment gateway, so there is a different domains are there where I am going to give that. Let's say there is a
Mm-hmm.
food industry is also there. Okay, I am going to give the access of my gateway to the Mac. Okay, McDonald's, then there is a what you can say, different brands I can talk. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
also I am going to give the same payment gateway to clothing industries. Okay,
Right.
maybe I am going to give the same kind of thing to the manufacturing industries. Let's say for the tractors, for automobile industry. So I'm going to give my gateway to different domains, and based on that, what I'm founded in my analysis, that my payment gateway used by the food industry most. Okay, so what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do, I'm going to get the promotion to the food industry more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to find the more peoples into the food.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'm only providing the gateway to the Mac for the first time. So for the next time, I'm going to approach to the KFC. Let's see, man, my payment gateway is easy for finding the food. So that is going to be my plus point for my industry. Okay, so I'm going
Right.
to approach to the KFC next time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe to the Lapinos or something like that. So I'm going to give them that offer that see that we are giving our payment gateway to the McDonald's and it is working very fine with them. We find it that their customer increment is too high after giving our payment gateway. So you can also try. So that is exactly what exactly we are doing. We are expanding our business based on those findings. Understood?
Yeah.
So here also this is going to be your next what we can say finding.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how you need to make the 3 or 4 things like we already did the 4 things here.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first. Very good. This is the second. This is the third and fourth. Okay.
Right.
Very less information, but very impactful. See, end
Hmm.
of the day, the size of information never matters. Matters is the important key points that you got from the you got from the data. Like this. Okay. So this is
Right.
how you need to speak about your what we can say about your project and all. Okay. So I'm going to save this. Okay. Do you have any question till here?
Yeah, I mean, not as of now. So, would we be going over all of this like for the projects that I am on, according to the resume, like my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ex-
I'm going to ask you to share your screen over here.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Cancel.
So this is the resume that Prashant had given me through Wolf Technology. So
That's what
should I
that's
share?
what that's what. Can you present that one to me? Yeah.
Okay.
Can you please zoom in for me?
Yeah.
So in the summary, they mostly talk about your industrial skills like SDLC methodologies and all, agile, waterfall framework. These are related with your what we can say. As I mentioned you about project management system like the I ask you to use. One second, give me a minute. So are you able to see that Gmail is not needs to be there? That needs to be in the second line.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even I
And
saw
I tried
that.
to edit it, but it got to the next page, so I didn't do it. Yeah.
Okay. In place of email ID, you can write there the email only.
Okay.
Remove that Gmail over there.
But in that case as well, it's
No,
like
no, no. Remove that ID as well from there.
the entire. Should I just remove this entirely?
Remove the ID only name.
Okay.
Okay, one thing. Can you
Mm-hmm.
select that whole location? All things. All, till down.
Oh,
Till your Gmail ID.
okay.
Yeah. Now in view, see the name called view. Don't click on anything, just see on view.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to see that? Can you? Yeah. Just down of that, there is some. Just down of that, there is two values. Yeah. Can you click on that? No,
On
no, no.
this, right?
No, no,
On
no.
the.
Yeah. Click on that again. No, it's not working. No? Can you click on second one? Click on again. No, no, no. It's not working.
In fact, the email ID itself is also wrong. So anyway.
Okay. No, you
Mhm.
can do it after. So
Yeah.
in the summary, they will only talk about the basic key skill set that you have. Okay. The 3 years of experience in the finance and IT industrial specialization with the SDLC methodologies. As I mentioned you are going to connect with your team with the stand-up calls. That is the part of project management. Okay, and that is the
Right.
part of this agile and waterfall models.
Okay.
So let's talk about your skill set only over here. Okay, because apart from that there is nothing for explaining. But let's talk about the methodologies. So SDLC, Agile and Waterfall are the methodology you utilized. Okay. In the
Mm-hmm.
programming languages, I mentioned you already that Python and SQL are mandatory ones. Okay.
Right.
The packages that you utilize for analytics purpose are like a NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the primary one that you need to utilize. Okay. Apart
Okay.
from that, SciPy and the scikit-learn are the additional ones. Okay. That utilize
Okay.
for machine learning and statistical learning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about visualization tool. So for the visualization, you utilize Tableau and Power BI. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And at the scratch level, we utilize Microsoft Excel.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about IDs. IDs mean the software we utilize to do those
Right.
tasks. So Visual Studio Code and the Jupyter Notebook. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And IntelliJ is the most least one because as an analyst, most of the time people are asked us to utilize Visual Studio Code or the Jupyter Notebook.
Yeah.
Okay, but they access the Jupyter Notebook only in the Visual Studio Code as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about databases, MySQL, MongoDB. So I already mentioned you about SQL.
Correct.
Right. So SQL is the mandatory one.
Mm-hmm.
MongoDB, DynamoDB, and PostgreSQL are the same subset of the databases.
Okay.
Let's talk about cloud technologies. As I mentioned you, AWS, Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so for the analytics purpose, they're already written over there, EC2, RDS, and S3. Okay,
Okay.
these are the services that are present into the AWS. Okay, utilized for the data analytics purpose.
Okay.
Apart from that, they ask you to utilize the Google Cloud Platform as well. I suggest you, in place of Google Cloud Platform, utilize Azure.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
more better. US utilizing Azure Cloud in place of Google Cloud. Other skill set: Google Analytics, Power Query, SAS, Jira, SAP, sorry, machine learning, algorithm, probability distribution, coordinate. Oh, these are not exactly the technical skills, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
In place of technical, you can write other skill set only over there. Remove the
Okay.
technical name from there. Okay, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
now it's good to go. Apart from that, data analytics. So as I mentioned you already said that you already have the you already have the experience on something. So you can
Mm-hmm.
speak about that one only that I already taught you during the, in the project section
Okay.
over there, because you did the same thing over here only as a data analyst, and as every place as a data analyst you do the same work. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But like they would ask me in detail right now what I'm working on at Capital One, because that shows that it's the present experience. So if we could go over that a little.
You can, you can show that project only over there. Why I'm telling you, there is a reason behind that,
Mm-hmm.
because you know the in-depth knowledge into that. So let's say if I'm talking about financial capital one financial, am I right? So that is
Mm-hmm.
definitely work with the financial data.
Mm-hmm.
So you can portray your that project with this one,
Correct.
because end of the day what exactly you are doing, you are dealing with the transaction data only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yep. So you can present that project only. Why I'm telling you, because you are already very confident with that particular
Mm-hmm.
one. Okay, that is why
Right.
I haven't tell you very different domain data. That's why I asked you about your experience first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Let me stop this